So what is going on, everyone? Fernando Silva here with another video, and we took a little bit of a break on the YouTube channel, but we are back, we are rejuvenated, and we're ready to give you guys these update videos, iPad videos, and MacBook M1 videos that we got in the pipeline. So with this video, we're going to be talking about iPadOS 14.5 Beta 7. I know we're a little bit late to the game, but I wanted to give you guys my thoughts, what's new, and then what to expect moving forward with not only iPadOS 15, but then the new iPad that's supposed to be dropping either second half of this month, or maybe not even until September. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's start off with the actual size of the file. So if I go into my pictures, and if you guys follow me on Twitter, which I'll put right here, you guys can see that I always post how big the file is going to be. So you're looking at about 150 megabytes. Give yourself about 300 megabytes in order to install this update, but if you can see that with 300 or 150 megabytes, it's a smaller update. So you can see that every time we've updated, it's gotten incrementally lower. So for instance, if I go into Beta 6, you can see that Beta 6 was actually twice that size. And I think going back to Beta 1, like Beta 1 was over 1.5 gigs when we first installed it. So again, as we go up in betas, the sizes get smaller and smaller because the changes are smaller and smaller. But if we go into the settings, let's go into the About section, go into 14.5. You can see that we're still on the A variant, right? So if I go up here, we are on 18E5198A. So that means that, again, we're still waiting on the GM or the RC edition for Apple to release that one to the developers to kind of test out. So that means Apple's not done yet. They're not finalized with iPadOS 14.5 as of yet, and I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks it will be finalized. I don't really know what else Apple's doing in the background, because when it comes to visual changes, nothing really happened. The only real visual change that happened, and it was more of a software and accessibility thing, is in Find My. So if I go into Find My, click on here, Apple is now allowing third-party items to be tracked. So basically what you're getting is you're getting a new tab in the Find My section down here where it's for items instead of devices. So it basically allows you to add third-party tracking devices like Tiles, like any other third-party. Like I know there's one called Chilolo that just came out. Some headphones have this ability to also be tracked with Apple software. So all you do is you add item, and basically it starts searching for the item that you want, but you can see that nothing is being found right now. And then if you want to identify a found item, basically it searches for other items in the area that have that U2 chip, and then anything else that Apple has in there from a Bluetooth perspective. And then also there's a Learn More button here, and for some people it does bring up the actual website right here, but for other people it says that the website doesn't exist. So basically, if you're on iOS or iPadOS 14.3 or higher, you'll be able to use this feature, and it basically just depends on which items you have that are enabled to work with Find My. So this is the splash screen that you get to learn more, and again, it's mostly for item tracking like phones, cars, keys, iPads, for instance. Any Mac device is going to be able to help you find these items. And again, the reason it's going to work a little bit better than the competitors like Tile or anything else is that there's so many Apple devices in the world, like this iPhone, like this iPad, like the Mac that I have over here, like this Apple Watch, that are all going to help you find those items, in this new Apple interface when it comes to Find My. So that is the only real visual difference, and it's basically Apple allowing third parties to come in and use their software from a tracking perspective. And again, that's the only visual change. And if we go into settings, let's go through battery a little bit, and you can see that if I go to battery percentage is a little bit different, right? So we're on about 3 hours of screen on time in the last 24 hours, and overall we're at about 1 hour of screen on time. But you can see it kind of just varies by day. So one day we'll get 3 hours and a half, another day we'll get another 3 hours, before that 2 hours and 52 minutes. And you can see that I'm actually playing a lot of this NBA 2K Arcade Edition show activity, so I used that for 3 hours, and that took about 98% of my battery, because it's a very intense game, and I'm going to have a video on that one really soon, because it's been my favorite Apple Arcade game, and my favorite MFI iPad Pro supported game. But that's going to do it for this view. Let's go to the normal view. So that's pretty much going to do it for the update section of iPadOS 14.5 Beta 7. Again, there aren't too many visual changes. The update wasn't that big. It mostly had to do with Find My and being able to use third-party, vendors or third-party hardware with the Find My software. And I think this is kind of opening the door for more AirTags, more third parties, but at the same time, I think it's kind of hindering the release of AirTags, because Apple's now allowing third parties to use their Find My network, which means maybe they don't think the AirTag hardware is ready for what Apple wants it to be. That's just me speculating, but I do want AirTags to come out sooner rather than later. And then in terms of iPad Pro leaks and rumors, from what I've heard, it seems that now we're not going to be getting a super, iPad Pro Super Max not until September. So I think Apple's going to release maybe a small iteration or a small change to the iPad Pro later this month, supposedly in the second half of April, which is only a couple weeks away, or a week away at this point. And then maybe in September they're going to release like the iPad Pro Super Ultra Max, 15-inch with 1,000,000 gigs of RAM and those things. But that's just kind of everybody speculating and seeing what's going on. But Apple, again, is kind of staying silent, and the only thing we have on the calendar is WWDC, which is when I think the beta version of iPadOS 15 will be released to developers. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Leave a comment below. Did you guys upgrade to iPadOS 14.5 Beta 7 or the iOS version? Why did you not do it? Do you guys just wait for the normal public release or the public beta releases? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always really curious. But again, that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, peace.